In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there was a legend about the bluebirds. These birds, known for their vibrant blue feathers that shimmered like sapphires in the sunlight, were said to bring good fortune to those who glimpsed them. The villagers believed that the bluebirds were the spirits of loved ones who had passed away, returning to watch over and protect them. The village of Eldoria was a place where time seemed to stand still. Cobblestone streets wound through rows of thatched roof cottages, and a crystal-clear river flowed serenely along its edge. The villagers were a close-knit community, sharing in each other's joys and sorrows, and the legend of the bluebirds was a cherished part of their heritage. Every spring, as the cherry blossoms began to bloom, the villagers would gather in the town square for the Festival of Bluebirds. It was a time of celebration, where music, dancing, and laughter filled the air. The festival was also a time of remembrance, where the villagers would honor the memories of their ancestors by sharing stories and lighting candles. Among the villagers was a young girl named Leora. She was known for her curiosity and adventurous spirit, often exploring the forests and hills surrounding the village. Leora had a special connection to the bluebirds. Her grandmother, who had passed away when Leora was just a child, had told her countless stories about the magical birds and their protective nature. Leora's grandmother, Ilara, had been a wise and gentle woman who always seemed to have a twinkle in her eye. She would tell Leora stories as they sat by the fireplace, the flames casting dancing shadows on the walls. One of Leora's favorite stories was about the great oak tree, where the bluebirds were said to gather each spring. The great oak tree stands tall and proud in the heart of the forest, Ilara would say, her voice soft and melodic. Its branches stretch towards the sky, and its leaves whisper secrets to those who listen. The bluebirds come to the great oak tree to sing their songs of hope and love, and those who are fortunate enough to hear their melodies are blessed with happiness and peace. Leora cherished these stories and often dreamed of finding the great oak tree and seeing the bluebirds for herself. As the years passed, her longing grew stronger, and she decided that this spring, she would embark on a journey to find the legendary tree. On the morning of the Festival of Bluebirds, Leora packed a small bag with essentials and set out at dawn. The village was still asleep, and the first light of day painted the sky in hues of pink and gold. Leora followed the path that led into the forest, her heart pounding with excitement and anticipation. The forest was a place of wonder and mystery, with towering trees and winding trails that seemed to go on forever. Leora walked for hours, listening to the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves. She marveled at the beauty of nature, feeling a deep connection to the world around her. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the path became less defined, and Leora had to rely on her instincts to guide her. She remembered her grandmother's words about listening to the whispers of the leaves, and she paused to close her eyes and listen. The forest seemed to speak to her, and she followed the faint sounds of birdsong that seemed to come from somewhere ahead. After what felt like an eternity, Leora finally came upon a clearing. In the center of the clearing stood the great oak tree, its massive trunk and sprawling branches reaching towards the heavens. The tree was even more magnificent than Leora had imagined, and she felt a sense of awe and reverence as she approached it. Perched on the branches of the great oak tree were dozens of bluebirds. Their feathers glistened in the sunlight, creating a dazzling display of color and light. Leora watched in wonder as the birds sang their sweet, melodious songs. The sound was enchanting, filling her heart with a sense of peace and joy. As Leora stood beneath the great oak tree, she felt a presence beside her. She turned to see a figure standing next to her, bathed in a soft, ethereal glow. It was her grandmother, Ilara, looking just as she had in Leora's memories. "Grandmother!" Leora exclaimed, her eyes filling with tears of joy. Ilara smiled warmly and reached out to gently touch Leora's cheek. "My dear Leora, you have found the great oak tree and the bluebirds. I am so proud of you." Leora felt a rush of emotions as she looked into her grandmother's eyes. "I've missed you so much, grandmother. I've thought about you every day. I have always been with you, Leora," Ilara said softly. "The bluebirds are a reminder that our loved ones are never truly gone. They watch over us and guide us, even when we cannot see them." Leora nodded, feeling a sense of comfort and understanding. She realized that the bluebirds were not just a symbol of good fortune, but a connection to the ones she loved. They were a reminder that love transcends time and space, and that those who have passed on are always with us in spirit. As Leora stood with her grandmother beneath the great oak tree, she felt a sense of peace and closure. She knew that she would carry the memory of this moment with her for the rest of her life. The bluebirds continued to sing their beautiful songs, and Leora felt a deep sense of gratitude for the gift of their presence. When it was time to return to the village, Leora hugged her grandmother tightly. "Thank you, grandmother, for guiding me here. I will never forget this day." Ilara smiled and kissed Leora's forehead. "Remember, my dear, that the bluebirds will always be with you. They are a symbol of our love and the bond that we share." With a final farewell, Ilara's figure slowly faded, leaving Leora with a heart full of love and cherished memories. Leora made her way back to the village, feeling a renewed sense of purpose and connection to her heritage. As she emerged from the forest, the sun was beginning to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the village. The festival of bluebirds was in full swing, and the villagers were gathered in the town square, dancing and celebrating. Leora joined the festivities, her heart light and joyful. She shared her story of finding the great oak tree and seeing the bluebirds with the villagers, who listened with rapt attention. They were moved by her tale, and it deepened their appreciation for the legend that had been passed down through generations. That night, as the villagers lit candles in memory of their ancestors, Leora felt a profound sense of connection to her grandmother and the bluebirds. She knew that they would always be a part of her, guiding her and bringing her comfort in times of need. The Festival of Bluebirds continued to be a beloved tradition in Eldoria, a celebration of life, love, and the enduring bonds that connect us all. And each spring, as the cherry blossoms bloomed and the bluebirds returned to the great oak tree, Leora would visit the clearing in the forest, knowing that her grandmother's spirit was always with her. The legend of the bluebirds lived on, a testament to the power of love and the magic that exists in the world around us. And for Leora, the bluebirds were a constant reminder that she was never alone, and that the love of her grandmother would always be a guiding light in her life.